in the next coming 30 years, 2 more billion people are coming onto this planet, and the majority of them are going to be in Africa. And yet, we have issues of water security, we have issues of food security, we have issues of energy security. How do we become the solvers? How do we address those issues? And that's how we look at ourselves from the long term. So in looking at our vision, our strategy for Exxaro, it's about how you want to create sustainability for the future. And therefore, you've got to be relevant for that future. And your relevance is going to be defined by the things that you're doing within the communities that you live in, and how you transform and become the solution.
Exxaro's business currently is predominantly coal-based, where we produce coal from 5 operations located in Limpopo as well as Mpumalanga. So the Belfast implementation project is an exciting greenfield coal mining project for us. But what really excites us about the project is the thought behind the design and what it will look like when it's finally operating. I think it's the first mine in the country, if not in the industry, where we've got a digital twin, which is really developing the full mine in its scope digitally.
The constraints that were encountered from a mining perspective at a traditional mine was that the correct information wasn't necessarily in the correct hands. So your turnaround time and your decision making actually takes a lot longer. So you don't get the necessary improvement. When you are digitally connected, you actually get the information in real time and you can make your decisions a lot faster. But also when you get the information, you can do a lot of analysis on it, analytics, do some trending, and then you can also change from being reactive to more predictive and then even to prescriptive.
Hi, Donald.
How are you?
I'm fine, and you? Good morning, Donald.
Yes.
Yes, our safety guys captured the situation. This truck's left light was not working, but it was fixed and we got it back on the system that it has been fixed. So we just want to check. Every incident that actually happens on site is an indicator that there will be damage in terms of property. Property damage normally leads to an LTI. An LTI is a lost time injury that we can't afford. 10 LTIs in terms of the bird triangle is actually leading to 1 fatality, and that we can't afford at all. Every little incident needs to be managed, captured, is sent to the contractor. They can correct it, send it back to us, and we can go and verify.
So safety for Exxaro is extremely important, not just to comply to regulations. Each and every individual working at Belfast Coal is important to us, and that we have a safety culture on the mine that's actually living. It's not something that's a display on a board or something. And within Exxaro, we've got a drive to make sure that we send every employee home safely every day.
Personally, what I've found unique about the project was the consideration in the design of the mine, given that it is located amongst several wetlands in the Mpumalanga area. And as a result, we had to reconsider the original design.
The reason why the plant was moved is because we are sitting in the Klein and Komati catchment area, very environmentally sensitive area. Here you can actually see the wetland. This whole mining environment is quite far from the plant. The reason being, all of this is wetland, and when we should have placed the plant in the wetland, the impact on the environment would have been big. So that's why it's 1.7 kilometers to actually get to the plant environment. In this area, the whole footprint on the environment has been significantly reduced, 98% actually. So it's very important to leave the environment as we found it, because the future of nature and the future of coexistence is very important to Exxaro.
Exxaro wants to access the coal resource, so now they had to implement the resettlement action plan project with the 2 communities. This project involves 32 families which were staying at Farm Zukop and Farm Bank.
So there are several laws that touch upon resettlement, but there's no specific law that states what must happen with regards to consultation, with regards to compensation and so on. So I think Exxaro has made a very good choice to follow the international best practice standards.
It's very positive. Most people are very happy. I think the most important benefit that they've acquired is the security of tenure, because they were just living there on land that's owned by farmers. Here they own the land under the CPA, which is a communal property association. They have water inside their houses, flush toilets and electricity.
With regards to sustainability, Exxaro has looked at quite a lot of aspects. So it's green architecture, solar geysers, we've got rainwater harvesting tanks. A lot of effort has gone into looking at how can we make it as efficient as possible.
The relationship between Exxaro and the community is quite unique because of the involvement of management in all the interaction between the consultants and the community.
Some KC Management Consultants is a small company that is doing social facilitation, and the relationship we have with Exxaro has to do with making sure that it creates employment opportunities for locals.
Because it's important for you as a corporation to have a local footprint. It's important for you to contribute positively to wherever you excrete minerals or wherever you conduct your business.
If somebody has a vested interest in something, they feel that they are making a contribution towards its success. And then, there are other spin-offs because it changes their lives on a daily basis.
Belfast in itself, one of the key ingredients that we had in so far as ensuring that those communities become sustainable long after we are no longer around. So it was going to be important that as we are there, is how do we start creating new economies around those areas? How can we create those building blocks whilst we are there? So there's another vibrant, thriving business cluster that can emerge from that area.
In order to secure the long-term sustainability of the community, Exxaro has implemented what we call a livelihood restoration program, which includes a skills development program whereby community members are trained so that they can be able to find employment at Exxaro and other developers within the area.
We've also taken that further to look at some innovations around community development. We are extending funding to companies that are coming up with new ideas and new enterprises that may not necessarily be our suppliers. They may at some point graduate to be our suppliers, but our intent with enterprise development is to grow the local economy. So we're looking for innovative ideas which are really trying to solve local problems.
I'm Vusi Mahlangu, born and bred in Belfast, Siatutuga. Belfast is a small community of which we are surrounded by 12 mines, but the biggest one is Exxaro, which approximately employ about 700 local guys. If you see all the household here in Belfast, 80% of people who are working are actually in the mine. So in 2011, I've got an opportunity to tender with Exxaro, and then January 2012, I was awarded this project. It's my first project in general building, of which it was challenging for some time, but we managed to survive through thick and thin. Then we tried, and then it was a success. What was very much fundamental about Exxaro is that there was this program which they introduced, of which it's a contractor development project. That program, they put you into class, and then you learn the issue of financial management, you learn how to do proper costing, and then so forth and so on, how to market your business, how to do advertising. We've come a long way with Exxaro. So they're trying to cover the issue of unemployment. They're also trying to cover the issue of inequality, and obviously we are surrounded by poverty. But as a young man, they've taken an initiative to say that we can be able to cream this one, then he can be able to create jobs and can be able to uplift the others.
Today, we are moving people from their current houses to their new houses, and they are slowly settling in this side. We basically have a phased approach with regards to moving the people, because it's 32 households, so approximately 200 people with all their livestock and all their assets.
What I'm building here, I'm building a walk for the chickens. My name is Thabo Mputi. I was living at Zukop Farm, and now I'm living at Pumilani Community. I am the chairperson of the CPA. Staying at Zukop, it was really difficult, but here we can have a livestock. It's much better.
Straight from the beginning, the community indicated they don't want to move to a township type of settlement because they are very attached to the land, and a lot of them have livestock and get their produce from the land as well.
What I like about this house is they have hot water, so even if maybe there's a load shedding, the solar it's there. The yard, it's big. My mother like gardening. She can have flowers, so it's really nice for her.
What makes me excited about the project is the fact that the company have kept their word. They haven't just said, we'll give you ABC and never deliver on it. They've delivered on their promises, so that makes me sleep at night.
It's important to invest in communities in the country and build new industries that will sustain the country and sustain humanity beyond mining. And so making sure that we balance the needs of community in the short to medium term with the needs of shareholders, who we also convinced to also look to the long term.
So you don't do this because it's a cost. You do this because it's an imperative. And it's about a purpose that is bigger than us. It's a purpose that is generational. So everything for us is about how we are able to address the critical challenges that face our society in this country in such a manner that we can actually power better lives.